All right, I think we look at all the people. There are 93 PTA leaders here on there. This is so exciting. So welcome everyone and greetings from New York State PTA. My name is Kelly Short. I'm Vice President and Designated Officer of Membership. Wow, I just to see how many PTA leaders are out there and everybody's excited about membership. This is the best time and the best place for you to be to meet and greet and hear some amazing information tonight. I'm Kelly Short, as I said, and I'll be your membership cruise director. I've served just like you have on a unit level, on a region level, on the state level, and here I am a designated officer of membership. I can't be more proud of this team, and I just want you to know that I've been where you are, and you are in great hands. So I'm going to be your cruise director. I'm going to pass it over to my team. I just want you to know, as many people that are on here, our president of New York State PTA, Helen Hoffman, is on tonight, and she's going to be so excited to see all of our PTA membership leaders that are on here, all the questions and all the things we're going to talk about tonight. So take it away, my team, Renee Daniels, and she's here to introduce her team.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Kelly. As Kelly mentioned, my name is Renee Daniels. I am the membership coordinator for New York State PTA, and I'd like to introduce the membership team, or as we call ourselves, the M team. Our wonderful designated officer for membership is the Vice President of New York State PTA, Kelly Short. You just heard from her. Our awesome marketing specialist, Kathleen Jenny. You'll hear from her in a minute. We also have an awesome membership engagement specialist, Sherry McKettrick. And from the state office, we have Caitlin Daly, who oversees communications and marketing. And we have Dana Welch, our membership manager. And I'd also like to say a very special thank you to New York State PTA President Helen Hoffman for being on here tonight to support the membership team and all of you, our unit leaders. Kathleen?
Thank you, Renee. As Renee said, my name is Kathleen Jenny. I am the marketing specialist for New York State PTA, but you'll also notice that my name happens to be on this slide because I am also the Southeastern Region Membership Chair. Now, to be honest, I didn't even know what regions were or that we had a region until about 2 years ago, so don't feel bad if you don't know it either. This map is available online, and if you just want to take a second, try to find your home county, get an idea of where your region is. Your region is the go-to for any and all PTA concerns you might have. If you have a question about membership, you want to reach out to your RMC, your regional membership chair. If you have a question about your bylaws, then you're going to reach out to the regional bylaws chair. Tax question, that's your regional treasurer. If you're not sure who to ask, that's when you want to go to your regional director. Think of them as like the unit president or the council president for your region. Okay. Now, once again, if you're not sure, just go right on to NewYorkStatePTA.org. This map is there. You'll be able to find out where you are. Does anyone else on the team want to add anything?
Yep.
Well, then I'll turn it over to Dana for the next slide.
Actually, I think this one's Sherry.
Hi. Thank you for joining us, guys. I'm Sherry McKittrick, and I am the Membership Engagement Specialist this year. And this is my first year on New York State. I do serve on the Suffolk Region Board for Associate Director of Programs. But right now, I'm going to hopefully help you guys increase your social awareness on the internet through Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat. You know, if you don't have your PTA up there yet, you know, I encourage you guys to create your own page. And when you create it, share it with everybody and ask everyone to share it with them. The more you get it out there, the more publicity, or not publicity, but the more awareness of your PTA. And that's a good thing for members, that everyone wants to know what's going on in your PTAs. You can also use the posters at the shoppta.com to customize, you know, visualize your thoughts, and you can create some great stuff through them. And Carvana is another great one that you can actually create what you.
Looks like Sherry is frozen here for a second. Let's give her a second to see if she comes back. If not, Renee, maybe you can help
Okay.
finish this one.
Yep, no problem. So as Sherry was saying, Canva is a great tool for unit leaders to customize flyers. We actually have a wonderful new flyer on the New York State PTA website called YPTA. And it has some great information on some of the things New York State PTA does, but it also has a spot for you where your unit can list things that you have done in your building to serve the children in your community. Speaking of community, making sure your school community knows your membership goal. Membership goals are going to be updated hopefully by the end of this month in Member Hub, or I'm sorry, Givebacks, formerly Member Hub. But there's this really nice updated thermometer that is located on the membership toolkit on the New York State PTA website that you are welcome to download and use that as a visual for your social media. Also, presenting about your PTA at school board meetings. You can approach your school board and ask for some time just to introduce your PTA and maybe ask for a moment or two to explain about what it is your PTA works on throughout the year. Can we go to the next slide? Social media. New York State PTA is on quite a few social media platforms. Facebook, for instance, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and we have a couple of really great leader groups, the New York State PTA Leaders Group and the New York State PTA DEI Group. The Leaders Group is especially active. It's where you get to network online with local leaders such as yourself. Our region leaders are also on that group, as are our state leaders. So there's a lot of great feedback, a lot of great questions. And on the DEI group, there is a ton of resources for your unit. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to add from the team?
Yeah, I was just thinking what Sherry was saying about all that social media. It's overwhelming to think that people have to come up with things, but guess what? There were so many awards given out last year. So many of our units out even on tonight were recipients of membership awards that were going out there. Use those as your first social media, because that really sets the tone and gets everybody excited of the work that they've already done last year. And you know what? Highlight members, highlight how many members joined last year, and maybe pick out a few that you want to highlight of those outstanding work that they've done. So you definitely have a lot of things at your fingertips to get up and running for the coming year. So those are great things that Sherry was saying.
Perfect. Kathleen, I think you're the next slide.
Oh, thank you. For communication, there's a lot on this slide, but there's certain things I want you to pay attention to the most. And the first one is that you need to be able to reach out to everyone on your Givebacks or Member Hub site. What you're going to use is the former members as well as the current members at this time of year, because you want to make sure that you bring back your former members and introduce new people. You can use the messages under communication menu, view and send messages, and you can pick and choose who you need to send it to. If you just wanted to send it to certain parents, if you create a hub for just the 5th grade parents, for example, you can send out a blast about the 5th grade celebration you're planning. Another important feature that we have on there is our monthly newsletters. You can create a template in Givebacks or Member Hub, and then you just update it each month. And then you can still use your Canva to create the graphics that you want, but this allows you to just easily mail merge, send everything out. You also want to be sure that you don't rely too much on just email. Many people, unfortunately, don't have access to the internet. So always send home a paper copy of your flyer as well, and include a link to your membership, because every single person is a potential member. Make sure that you give them the tools they need to join. You also want to take advantage of your school newsletter. right? This is why it's so vital for you to form those positive relationships with your administrators and school staff. They control the access to the community-wide email addresses. They are able to help you put things on district social media, district websites, and get the word out to a larger audience. If your unit doesn't work well with your administration, doesn't have a positive relationship, you're going to be fighting an uphill battle in terms of communication, as well as volunteer and membership recruitment. So please try to foster those relationships with your building principal, with your district superintendent, with your teachers. The last point I'd like to have you pay attention to is that you need to be able to reach everyone in your community. So you're going to send your membership information more than once, and you want to make sure that you're able to reach people for whom English is not their first language. What you can do is you can reach out to people in your unit and see if anyone's able to help you translate, or you can reach out to New York State PTA. We have translation services. The email address for that is translation@newyorkstatepta.org. Did anyone want to add anything else?
No,
I think,
pretty, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, then I think it's over to Dana.
All right. Well, Kathleen mentioned the newsletter creation tool that we have in GiveBacks, and we actually use this at the state level to send out the memo, the membership monthly newsletter. And we want to make sure that you guys are all receiving this, because we do send it to all officers and membership chairs every month. And it usually comes out around the first week of the month. And we have a great section, task list, to kind of bring you back to what's happening that month, and then always looking forward to the next month so you can plan ahead. And then we have sections to highlight units. We have the awards section to whatever the award focus is for the month. So it really gives you ideas of how you can continue to promote membership each month, and what maybe the hot ticket item for the month, something new that we want to highlight, a new resource that we've come up with. So it's really great to continue to look for those newsletters. And if you ever miss one, you can go to the memo archives, which is on our website, nyspta.org, under membership. And you'll be able to see the archive link there, where you can go back and look at past memos that you might have missed. If you hadn't been an officer, during the month, you weren't in the system yet. If you want to look back, you can actually look at back past publications. And it's just a great tool. And we have put a lot of time and effort into it. And we want to make sure that everyone is receiving that and utilizing all the information in there and the resources that are available to you. Anybody else want to add anything? No, we're good. All right, so let's move on. So we have, I think, one of the best ways to grow membership in a very easy way is to actually add fun new membership items to your store. So hopefully you have activated your GiveBack store and you have a Stripe account, and that's a great way for people to join online. But if you have just the normal standard additional family member, student, and teacher staff items, those are great. But what's great about being able to add new membership items, you can create little packages or bundles where you take and make maybe a family pack where you want to have 2 or more members be included in one transaction. It's a great way to show people that you really don't want to just sign up one person in the family. It's great for the whole family to join. And a lot of people really don't know that that's even an option. So if you make it easy for them and you put out some different items and you combine memberships together, you can just make it easier for them to join just in one transaction and sign up everyone in their family. So there's also ways for you to combine membership with maybe a donation opportunity. So that gives people the opportunity where they might not even know that they can donate to the PTA. So while they're buying their membership, they also include a particular amount of a donation that you have set in your item that you've created. So we do that actually at the Empire State PTSA statewide unit, and you would be surprised. I think everyone chooses that option, and it automatically gets them their membership and a donation of $10 to the PTA. So it's a great way to add donations to your revenue stream as well. And you could also have in the very early part of the year, the early bird membership, when you give a little small gift, or maybe it's a discounted item if they join before the end of September or something like that. So just something fun. And you can even, change the logos, put in pictures and make it fun and interesting instead of the standard, logo that kind of defaults. But just be aware, things to remember, you must always have the opportunity for someone to join just as a single standard membership. So you don't want to take away that opportunity. Make sure that the membership fees that you're charging are in your bylaws. So you make sure you're following your bylaws. And you can get creative. Like I said, you can add fun pictures and add custom fields if you need to collect additional information. So we just want you to have fun with it. So on the next slide, I've given a couple of examples of things that I have found out there that our units are doing already. So you might see your name here if you're one of these units. But there's just, they've got fun logos, they've added donations and memberships together, they've had it, family packs. Pride PTSA just did 2 adults and 1 student in 1 transaction. So you can come up with your own fun logos, and maybe you have a mascot for your school. You could use a picture and have a fun membership item for that as well. Anyone else have anything to add? No, moving on. All right, I think we're back to Kathleen, possibly.
Yes, thank you, Dana. Now, for membership ideas, you don't have to come up with everything on your own. Don't forget that we have regional and membership and state membership trainings that you can go to and utilize, like this one tonight. Don't think that you're on your own. You're not. We're here for you. It's vital that you attend your regional and state trainings because you want to build those networks, and you also want to make sure that you're in compliance. There's a lot of rules with membership that you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. I believe later on we're going to go over how to be in good standing, and that's one of the things that you need to know. Now, one of the things you can do in order to help boost membership is simply creating opportunities for parents to meet and interact with one another. This could be as simple as, for the new kindergarten parents, if you're in elementary school, have a playground social, create a play date 1 July. So day that everyone in kindergarten can come and meet each other. Parents can network. Kids can see who's going to be in their class and play together. And you can have a membership table there. And you can say, hi, I'm the president of XYZ PTA. Thanks for coming. Would you like to sign up? And we all know how eager the lower grade parents are to get involved. So it's honestly, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. It's so easy to get them to join. Why not do these things? Also, open house, locker days. Make sure you have a membership table there. Make sure that you have your cheerleaders on squad. You know they are the peppiest, most outgoing members of your PTA should be there, recruiting at all times. Don't forget also to take advantage of your social media. Right? People live and die by their smartphones today. That's how you'll reach them. Appoint one of your vice presidents as social media chair and have them run it. Every activity you do, every program, that should be on your social media. And membership. Honestly, your Facebook banner, your Instagram bio, that membership link should be right there. Now, if you really want to keep the PTA thriving, not just for the year or two that you're in the school, but long-term, you need to get your teachers and staff involved. The best way to do this, quite honestly, is by offering classroom grants. For example, my local unit that I belong to, Van Buren Elementary, we offer teachers a $50 classroom grant, but in order to receive it, they have to be a member. Teacher membership for our unit is $4. So for spending $4, we give them $50 towards their classroom. We don't have a problem signing up teachers for a PTA that way. And you get to do a good thing. You get to make sure that they are able to have the things in the classroom they need. It's a win-win for everyone. You can also do nice things like set up a back to school breakfast and make sure that QR code's there and remind them, hey, we're the ones who did this for you. While you're pouring that cup of coffee, why don't you just join PTA? The next slide, please. One of the best things you can do for your PTA is create a logo that's unit specific. You can do this as easy as going on the National PTA website, and they have a generator right there. You can just type in your name, they'll generate the logo. You don't have to create something very fancy over the top, but you can, if you choose to, using Canva or another graphic design device. Just make sure you follow the rules for PTA as far as making sure that your branding meets their criteria. Okay. But if you have one and if you create one, you want to use it on everything you do. Believe me, you want to make sure that people know the district isn't doing this, PTA is doing this, because you worked really, really hard for that event. You need to get the credit and you need to show them why they want to belong and support your PTA. So branding on everything, it's essential. Another point that I think a lot of people overlook is that just because someone's graduated from your building does not mean they can no longer be part of PTA. Those families that have left, they should still belong. For example, as I said, my local unit, Van Buren, we offer scholarships to 2 students every year graduating from our high school. That's an easy way to get some student membership involvement and family involvement from former students. Because if you're a member, you can win this scholarship. And as we all know, you can never have too much money for college. For the middle school and high school units, you need to get your students involved. It's their school. They're more tuned into what it needs than you are. And they are able to help you organize. They are able to help you run things. They're able to get the word out. Get your students involved. They can be vice presidents. They can be chairs. They can actually be officers. They can't be your president, your secretary, or your treasurer, but there's a lot of other things that kids can do. And even if you're not a PTSA, students can join. Both of my sons belong to not only their school units, but other units in our district as well. And they're 10 and 13. So anyone can join. As long as you're able to understand and appreciate the mission, you can be a member of PTA. Okay. Did anyone have anything else to add for some membership ideas?
You know, Kathleen, I just can just watch you over and over and get excited. We need you at every table, that enthusiasm. But you know, sometimes our leaders say, well, what about the parents that come and they're really struggling and that they don't really have the time and they feel like all that stuff requires them to do something. I think something that we've learned in our workshops that we present and it's been successful is to, instead of say, why don't you join the PTA? Why don't you ask them to support the PTA? Because then that takes the pressure off of having to feel like you have to do something when their time is so limited. So I think that was kind of the things that sometimes we can let parents know as well. There's something else that you can say and it takes that, you know, stigma away. And I think people feel more comfortable sometimes saying that.
That's an excellent point. Even just becoming a member is supporting the PTA. I think our next slide is going to be presented by Renee.
Member benefits and business sponsors. This is something that has really, really taken flight the past few years since the pandemic, actually. Many units have been finding a lot of success in this area, especially with local small businesses. On the New York State PTA website, there is sample guidelines that are created for procedures to manage business sponsors. Now, as a PTA, for an example, you can say approach one of your local businesses. I think we all have a Tony's Pizza or a Joe's Pizza in our communities. But you can approach, say, the owner and ask them, you know, hey, we're from the PTSA at the school or the PTA. And, you know, we are looking to do all these great programs and we're looking for businesses that would like to support us. And out of this, you can ask for, you know, would you be willing to do a discount for our PTA members? If somebody joins, they come and they can get maybe a free slice or free soda with a purchase of a slice, or just for an example. Other businesses that PTAs have gained a lot of support from our local bakeries. Their local Quick Stop, Easy Stop, Stewart's, Nice and Easy's, Clifford's, whatever's in your neck of the woods, 7-Eleven, Circle K's. They've had a lot of success with gaining support through that way. Now, some of the things that some PTAs are doing is they're offering different levels or different tiers of support, where, say, a business can make a straight donation of, say, tier 1, which would be the biggest, maybe $1,000, just shooting for the stars here. And the PTA provides different things like, you know, this event was supported by Joe's Pizza. This event was supported, like offering mentions. They also create, again, using Canva or Word, they create these wonderful discount cards, which you can create on your own. And there's a couple of great examples showing of ways that you can, when somebody joins your PTA or when somebody signs up to support your PTA, you can just send these home for them to use at these local businesses that are supporting you. Did anybody else from the team have anything that they wanted to add to this?
Well, I just want to make sure that everyone who maybe does get a business sponsor knows that they can print out and customize this certificate here, something that the business can put in their window to show that they're a member and that they're sponsoring the PTA. So it's always good. That is available on the membership toolkit, and you can customize it in Canva or Word. So just don't forget about, you know, recognizing those businesses, even if they don't give a discount, but they sign up to be a sponsor. Maybe you have $100 sponsor membership that includes a membership plus, you know, that donation to sponsor the PTA. So just wanted to mention that.
Yep, that's a good point. And one other thing, you triggered a thought, just so that everybody knows that when a business is sponsoring your membership and or sponsoring your PTA, the business is not the member. Only a individual, so the business owner would be entered as a member. The business would get the certificate. Next is, I believe Sherry's back online. Yes? Did she make it on?
Yes, I am back online. I am so sorry for being disconnected. My husband decided to reboot the internet. Okay. We're here to talk about the awards that are offered for all of your members that join your PTA. And it's not just September. We have awards throughout the whole entire month. So because membership is all year round, so it doesn't matter if anyone says, well, what's the point of joining now? You know, half the year is over. It doesn't matter. You're still there supporting your kids. And we have some great, great awards. We actually have, a couple of them have changed, like the early bird. We've actually lowered the percentage, but everybody send in your membership because we actually have 12 winners that will be randomly selected for a swag when you pay your membership and send in your thing. The Trailblazer Award is a great one for October. And again, 12 random winners will be selected. So keep going, you know, through November is Teacher Month for your awards. And again, every month, there's almost everybody has a random of getting a prize. And once you get your prize, put it out there. Let everybody know, hey, look, this is what our membership did. This is what, you know, we're putting toward our kids. It's a great way. And I think people really appreciate seeing that, oh, you know, it's like, I'm glad I joined. Look what our school accomplished. So, is there anything else?
I did want to point out really quick, at the bottom of the screen, we do have the good standing requirements. I know Kathleen mentioned them a little bit earlier. So, I mean, really quick, we'll just mention them here. At least 25 members with dues paid to New York State PTA. You're insured with the AIM New York State PTA insurance package, which hopefully by now every unit has done their paperwork and sent in their premiums. Your bylaws are not expired. If you have questions, you need to contact your region director on that, and they'll get you in touch with the region bylaws chair. Your 990 filing needs to be current. Yep, we have to file every year with the IRS. We might be tax exempt, but we are not exempt from filing. And that is open to do anytime now until I believe it's due November 19th. No, November 15th. And then of course your officers need to be updated and current by the school year in Member Hub. A lot of units get confused on this because maybe you're staying in the same seat that you were last year. So the name's not changing and the seat's not changing. However, the school year is changing, and this is what you're actually tied to in Member Hub /givebacks. So make sure that you've reported all your current 23-24 officers in Member Hub /givebacks. I think this is Kathleen.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Renee. As far as award focused monthly tips, the most important thing to remember when it comes to monthly awards is that working to earn one will set you up to earn the next. For example, say your unit has a membership goal of 100 members. If you get 50 members by September 30th and you submit those dues, you're going to earn our early bird award because we've lowered the membership that you need for that goal. Excuse me, we've lowered the percentage you need of your goal to 50%. Now you have 50 members starting the year. Now you want to work to October, the Trailblazer Award. Well, good news. The Trailblazer Award requires 75% of your goal, so you only need to get 25 more members, right? It makes it a little more manageable, a little less intimidating. Right? Now you've done that. You've earned you have 75%. You have 75 members. You're good to go. Now you can switch your focus. November is our Super Teacher and Staff Award. You need to get 75% of your school employees signed up in order to earn this award. Well, turns out a lot of teachers did sign up in September and October. So you're part of the way there already. And now November, season of gratitude is upon us. Why not have a little gratitude luncheon and push teacher memberships? Have a little back to autumn sort of treat and remind them to join the PTA. This might be a great time to announce those classroom grants. Before you know it, you have your 75% of school employees signed up. You've earned your teacher and staff award. And by the way, now you're almost at 100 members. Oh, wait, here comes Christmas. You push out a little bit of a, hey, why not celebrate the holidays with a little stocking stuffer of memberships to your family? It's really, who doesn't want a PTA membership for a holiday present, right? But realistically, it's an easy way to do it. I'm going to be honest. I've done it to my in-laws. Now, when you do that, a couple of people chime in, they start doing that. And before you know it, you've reached your membership goal. And it's only January and you have that done and you've earned the Savvy Membership Award. Now you're able to push it up there. Maybe push yourself, reach a little bit, right? And if you use some of the tools that we have on our membership toolkit on NewYorkStatePTA.org, you'll see that you can use, for example, the PTA Plus card, and you can get the whole family involved and you can build those memberships easily. And before you know it, you can apply for that January Engagement Award, which is self-nominated, and you can tell us how you use the PTA punch card, and there's another award for you. There you go. 5 months, 5 awards, and you hit your goal. That's amazing, right? It's easy peasy. It really is. Now, just set yourself up, keep at it, and before you know it, you're going to hit that Grand Slam home run, and you're set up for the second half of the year. And I believe Renee is going to pick up here and guide you through it.
Oh, yes. So yeah, the second half of the year, we have the Founders Day Award, Student Rocks Award. We have a brand new award, Community Voices, which is also a self-nominated award. And we have in May, the Good Apple Awards, the gold, the bronze, and the silver. And if in February and in May, if you have earned more than 5 membership badges in February, you're going to earn the All-Star Award. That is again done in May. So if you, for the whole year, have earned more than 5 awards, you'll get the All-Star badge. Now, one thing I want to mention is, Kathleen mentioned, well, what if your goal is 100? Okay, what if by September 30th, you have reached your goal? Do you win all these awards? You earn the early bird, you earn the trailblazer, you earn the savvy, okay? Then it's just like Kathleen said, then the rest is, you're free to focus on the rest, and everything after you hit your goal is frosting on the cake. My favorite award that has been gaining more and more notice is the Founders Day Award in February. Enter at least 10 members in February. That's something that every unit is more than capable of reaching this goal. Some of the ideas that other units are doing for this is they are holding a Founders Day celebration at their meeting in February. Some units may hold a student recognition or a student award program where students are selected and they come to the meeting, and guess who else they're bringing to the meeting? They're bringing mom and dad for an award. But Founders Day is more than just that. New York State PTA has a ton of history. We are heading into, I believe, our 127th year. And that is something major. Your PTA is part of this journey. Somebody said something on a call the other night that we were on that really struck me. And what he said was, everything that PTA has done started because one person joined. Everything that we have advocated for, everything that we have successfully earned for our children, they have started by joining the PTA. Did anybody have anything else they wanted to add to this?
I also want to mention, when we talk about Founders Day, it's just not the founders of New York State PTA, but you can do that on a local level as well. Someone who's created a program that's been famous, you want to consider them a founder. You can even use your Founders Day of the first time you were established. You can add that to the celebration, or the first time a mascot was brought to your school. That could be a Founders Day. Anything of those PTA, incorporate that in Founders Day. It doesn't just have to be, our founding ladies that did start New York State PTA, but you can do it on a unit level as well.
Next up, we have Dana.
Guess I need to unmute myself first. All right. So speaking of Founders Day, we do have our statewide celebration that we do in February to celebrate February 17th, our Founders Day. And we're going to have a celebration membership drive. So a statewide membership drive, February 10th through the 17th. We did this last year as well, and it was really well received. We have our founding ladies, and we do a lot of posts about the legacy of PTA and really bringing the important work and the history of what has happened over those 127 years and what we're doing today to advocate for children all across the world, United States, wherever, all children. And I think it's really important that we continue to celebrate and to, like Renee said, it all started with one member. And I think a lot of times people don't realize that their membership means something. It's not just supporting their local unit. And, I used to think it was I thought it was a fundraising thing when I first started out with my children being small. I thought I was just, giving my $5 and that was a fundraiser for the school. I didn't even realize by joining as a member what that meant and how important that was. So it's definitely good to get this information out to your members so they know what's happening. It's not just that they're supporting your school and the programs that you're bringing to your school. It's very important, but also that your membership voice creates that large voice that we need to be able to advocate and to protect the health and wellness and educational support for all children. So very important for us to do this celebration. And there's a whole, we created a Founders Day kind of FAQ document last year to kind of highlight some ways that you can in your unit do a celebration. A lot of people give awards to their volunteers for their service at this time, and they have celebrations in their units. So you can incorporate that into this membership drive as well. And while you have all of those people coming together, you need to make sure all of them are members, and you can celebrate all of your volunteers. So it's just a really good time to celebrate and to really honor the history of the PTA during February. So we do have that document available. It's linked on this slide, and all of these slides will be available on the website for you to be able to look at later. Did anybody else want to add to this? No, we think we're good. All right, so moving on.
Hi. As everyone has been saying, New York State has amazing resources from their website. As you can tell, who can join the PTA, the youth members, all these great things in our toolkits for any questions you have. But the one thing I wanted to talk about was your success stories. Everybody puts the effort out there, and the littlest, achievement you might think it's little, an achievement for you is an amazing achievement for somebody else. And that's stuff that we want to hear. So we want you to go on to the success stories and fill it out. You can nominate yourself. If you think an event was great, we want to hear about that. We want to share that information and encourage other people, or, someone else might think it's a great idea, but nobody's going to know that if we can't share that information. So any great activity you did, please fill out the success story so everybody can share with it. Don't forget your, if Kavana help, if, for your promotions. But there are a lot of great tools. So please go to the website and utilize it. Is there anything else?
I just wanted to add that all the awards that Kathleen was talking about and all the graphics that we had, as you achieve one of those badges for membership, you're sent those in a graphic. And those are great things to add around your agenda as you go throughout the year. So you could just keep adding them because they're colorful and they're already done for you. And it's a great way to brag.
All right. Before we open this up to questions, I did want to point out one thing that we forgot to mention, guys. Something really great about being a member is that you can go as leaders of your units, you can attend New York State PTA convention as a delegate and represent your unit. Now, this year's convention is November 10th through the 12th. It is in Albany. It is the 127th annual convention. And at this convention, what we do every year is we vote on bylaws, we elect new officers, and we vote on resolutions, on amendments, on new ones, on rescinding old ones. And this shapes how we advocate as an association. So this is a really important event. And guess what? The funds that your PTA raise, it is an allowable expense for your PTA to send you as a delegate representing your PTA to New York State Convention. That convention is in 77 days. I just peeked at the New York State PTA website and there's this cool little countdown. It looks like there's going to be coming soon. The registration packet's going to be coming soon. There's going to be workshops there. You're going to be able to network with other PTA leaders like yourself. You'll be able to meet state leaders. We always have somebody from national PTA attending. And yeah, I just can't say enough about convention. It's one of my most favoritist, if that's a word, events that New York State PTA puts on. So I hope we see you there. And if you do attend, please say hi. Now I want to say thank you to every single one of you that have attended tonight, giving us your time. We are going to open up to questions. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. And Dana, if you could please facilitate that, I'd appreciate it.
No problem. All right, so I want to just kind of read down here. Someone asked where we can find the membership toolkit. So we can put in the chat the link, but it's actually located on the New York State PTA website, nyspta.org. And if you hover over the membership tab, you'll see a list of membership items, and one of those is the membership toolkit page. And also on this slide deck, you'll notice we had all of those links to all of the great resources. Those will link you directly to the resources themselves, but they're all located in the toolkit as well. So hopefully that answers that question. We did have a question, will the shop PTA still have SEPSA items? And I don't know the answer to that, but I think we can certainly check and see about that. And we'll
Dana, this is Kyle. I can
Go
jump
ahead.
in on that. So I'm so
Absolutely.
excited to share that we got great feedback at SLC about SEPTA and SEPSA items. So we are ordering that for convention. So we're so excited for that. We only had a few items in the store at SLC, but it's going to be fantastic for convention. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, and I don't know if does that include the shoppta.com or the actual
We've
shop?
actually also reached out to Shop PTA to see if they could be a little bit more inclusive on the website as well. So we'll have some
Okay.
in our store if you're in person. And then we've reached out to Shop PTA too on that feedback from others.
Perfect. There was a question, what is DEI? So if someone would like to chime in on explaining that. I mean, it stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Sorry. But go ahead, Renee.
Yeah, I was talking and
Oh, okay.
I was like, wait a minute. So it stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And basically it's a really great resource. I do highly recommend that you join the Facebook page, and you will learn about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Diversity is defined differently for every community. I think we all face different challenges in our school communities, and the resources that are posted are very, very helpful. And if it's okay, I would like to ask our executive director, Kyle Belkapitsky, to hop in, and she can actually share more detailed information on this. Kyle?
Oh,
Is she there?
she might have stepped away.
I'm sorry, I'm here. My internet's cutting out. If you could repeat
Okay.
that, I apologize. We have a rural
Yeah.
broadband here.
So we're talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion and the resources, and what is it? What resources does New York State PTA have for it?
Oh, fantastic. So make sure you check out our webpage. We have a fantastic diversity coordinator. Her email is diversity@nyspta.org. Connect with her for sure. Make sure you check out our webpage. And I know, Renee, you mentioned we have that fantastic DEI Facebook group too. So check out those resources and your region director. Remember, your region director and your region's got some great things for you too.
The next question, and guys, just so you know, we're having a storm here. So if all of a sudden our presentation ends, you'll know it's because the storm has cut my internet. So I just want to give you a heads up on that. But moving on to the next question, there was a question about when Kathleen was talking about the teacher grants. I think there might have been some confusion. We're not paying for the classroom teacher from PTA funds. We're actually just funding. Maybe you can explain that a little bit more, Kathleen.
Of course, I'm sorry about that. How the classroom grants work in my unit is that we use PTA funds to reimburse teachers who might want to purchase some extra, say they want to purchase some multicultural crayons for the classroom. So we give them up to $50 and they can buy a classroom set of multicultural crayons, for example. It's not it's just like a classroom stipend, just to go above and beyond and kind of give them some money towards things that they normally be buying out of pocket, because most classroom teachers spend, quite frankly, thousands of dollars out of pocket each year.
Great, thank you for that. There was a
If
question
I
about,
could just,
oh, sure.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to add one other thing about that. Keeping in mind that, the funds that the teachers use to purchase, it has to be an allowed expense. So something like I don't believe that we are allowed to buy curriculum, for example, because that is something that the district should be funding. So just keep in mind, it has to directly benefit the children in the classroom.
Perfect. All right. There was one question about family membership. Is it discounted or just easier to enroll them? Renee, would you like to take that one, or?
So to keep things simple, remember your bylaws. Your bylaws are what is going to govern this answer. To sell discounted, if your bylaws say $5, you have to charge $5. Now, you could probably, like, for instance, I donate some money to my elementary school, which I am no longer actively volunteering for. I donate for 5 teachers to join, but I pay the full shot. So I guess for the teachers, it's discounted, but I am paying the full shot for that. So you have to charge what's in your bylaws.
Awesome. I got a question here. Does the New York State PTA offer ASL interpreters? And I think Kyle was going to answer this for us.
Oh, sure. So this is a great question. 2 choices, 3 choices really. One, if it's a student or parent family in your school building, your first stop for that question is your school principal. They likely have something already retained on staff for that parent or child. Second, your region may have local resources or local contacts that you can connect. So again, always connect with your region director. Third, we actually work with the state education department. And if there are requests, they work with us to find an ASL interpreter for parents and families. So you have a kind of 3 choices.
Awesome. All right, next question is, how do we set the goal for membership early bird awards? So I can answer that. The goals are actually set each year based on your past year's membership by our membership coordinator, Renee Daniels. And those awards will be on your GiveBacks Member Hub site on the unit data page. They will be updated by the end of August, or I'm told by September 1st. So you'll see the new awards listed there, and that's the award that you'll be shooting for the year. And so the early bird award would be 50% of that award in order to earn the early bird award in September. So let me just know that if you asked a question in the chat and we didn't get to it on time, we will be sending out a document, Q&A doc to everyone who registered for this webinar to answer any questions that we may have missed or that we want to expand on. So just know that your questions will get answered if I don't ask them here tonight. Let's see here. Can a PTA unit pay to join a local chamber of commerce? I think that would be a budget item that their membership would need to approve, if I'm not mistaken, but someone else please chime in.
I don't know if the state treasurer is on here or not, but I believe we would have to do.
Get a better answer maybe.
Yeah, we would have to get back to you on that one.
Dana, I missed that. Patty is on here. What was the question again?
I was just, can a PTA unit pay to join a local chamber of commerce? I think if it was an approved expense.
Yeah, I mean, that would be something your membership would vote on in your budget.
As a budget item, correct?
Yep. So those would be in the membership. Patty is texting me right now. Look at that. Yes. Okay. She agrees. So that would be something that the membership would vote on as a part of your budget. And that would be something that would go towards your mission because your local chamber of commerce is supporting your community. They may have benefits for the non-for-profit association. We at New York State PTA, as example, belong to the Albany Chamber of Commerce. So.
Great. So we've got a lot of links in the chat. If you're seeing those, to direct links to the resources that you guys have asked about. I think that is all the questions that I'm seeing here, and it looks like we're right at about 8:30. So if you guys have anything else you want to add, we can wrap this up.
Okay. Well, again, thank you everyone for giving us an hour of your time. I know everybody is very busy. We are all enjoying the final days of summer before school starts. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Go cuddle up with a book. Marinate in all this wonderful information. If you have questions, take a quick snapshot of this, the map and your local contact. Again, remember, you are not alone. We are here. We are your resource. You have a local region membership chair who is going to be so helpful, and your region director is going to be so helpful. Reaching out to them is going to help you. Again, if anybody has any questions, shoot them off to membership@nyspta.org or office, I believe it is, office@nyspta.org.
It's pta.office@nyspta.org is our office email.
Very good.
Thank you all for coming. This has been a great opportunity to see so many of you on the call, and we so appreciate your time. And thank you to all the presenters. You did such a wonderful job. So appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Take
Good
care.
night.
Good night.